Thank you. You're my advancer. That's awesome. I like that word, advancer. Thank you all for coming. My name is Glen Midkiff again, and I'm the Chief of Staff for Academic Affairs and the Director of the Rahal Center here at Marshall. So I did get my start. Well, I did start in the College of Business, and then I was advanced to the Chief of Staff for Academic Affairs. But before I even did that, many years ago, I started out in housing. My way into housing was an RA, became an RD, and then I went to work at the University of Louisville and Michigan State. Worked at both of those places, then came back and worked in career services for a long time. And then left for a little bit, and then came back, and then I was fortunate enough to work at the College of Business. The College of Business is, the Lewis College of Business and the Brad E. Smith Schools of Business are awesome. The faculty that we have are fantastic. The research that they do, we're accredited by AACSB, which is very important. Nancy has helped drive that process. I'm very thankful to be here today. And I'm thankful for Dr. Langton and Dr. Mack for being here. So we have two of our faculty members here today. So I'm excited that they're here. So Cohen was a part of my journey here in the Lewis College of Business. We saw a need for professional development for our students. And then what the goal of this session is to give you real world experience and give you information from the industry. And my industry has always been higher education, but marketing is a huge part of what I do on a daily basis. And so I wanted to talk about building your leadership brand and the importance of that. So in today's competitive job market, it's very competitive in all of your fields that you go into. If you go into business, it's just not enough to have the skills and experience. You need to develop your leadership brand so you're going to stand out. And there's different ways that you can do that. You can do it through a digital process. You can do it through networking, but we'll go through all of the different aspects in order to stand out, and to sell your brand. So what I want to talk to you about today is key strategies to use in order for you to sell your brand, to achieve success in your professional life. When I was growing up, I was a first generation college student, and so no one gave me this information. I was just thrown in the deep end and said, learn it on your own. So I'm giving you information I've learned today through hard work and experience. But I think by implementing these strategies, you can build your skills and expand your network and enhance your reputation. So if you're going into business, it's very key for you all. No matter if you go into finance, accounting, marketing, sports management, sports marketing, sports business, whatever field that you go into, you really, as a professional, need to sell your brand because, number one, you're a business of one, okay, in life, okay? You're going to, no matter what industry you go into, you're always trying to grow professionally and to grow yourself and to grow your business, which is yourself. So you can go forward. So the very first thing that you want to do is establish your vision, your professional vision and your values. What are your values? What's important for you? Is integrity important for you? And it might be making money. Maybe that's important for you. So you've got to figure out how your values align together. Whether it's it could be helping the poor, helping the needy. It could be you have a passion for making sure that every student in West Virginia gets access to higher education. It could be that you're passionate about, you love sports, but you also love business and you want to bring those two ideas together. I had a student one time, he was an accounting major, right? And so he loved accounting. That was a great skill for him, but he also loved, guess what he loved? NASCAR. He loved NASCAR, right? So what did he do? He went to work at NASCAR as an accountant. And so you got to figure out what the perfect marriage is between your vision and your values and your skills and align those. That's really important. So a clear vision and values will help you stay focused, motivated, and keep you aligned with your goals, what you want to accomplish. So if you can do that, whatever that is, my passion has always been higher education, from the very beginning, because I saw how it empowered others, okay? Higher education enabled me to come out of poverty, okay? It enabled me to get a strong education, a very good quality education here at Marshall. It enabled me to network with other people, to advance in my career. So you've got to figure out what your values will do and what your vision will do to help you stay aligned to your goals. So we can go to the next slide. So this is really tiny writing, so I'm going to turn around. So I wrote my vision and value statement up. So what I would do, and what I'm going to do now, is challenge you to create your vision and value statement. Okay, this will probably go on my LinkedIn account later. Okay, just FYI. Glen Midkiff envisions a future where individuals can pursue higher education without barriers, paving the way towards fulfilling career paths that not only uplift their personal growth, but also make a significant contribution to the betterment of society through enhanced social mobility and economic prosperity. I just want people to do it. Okay, that's the bottom line. I want to make sure that they have the opportunity to advance, as far as their social mobility, and that they are able to be very prosperous, that they're able to have a great income, they don't have a baggage of student loans, that they can go on and invest in the economy. So when people have a lot of student loans, it's what happens. Invest in the economy. They can't become entrepreneurs. They can't do certain things. And so that's my vision. Those are my values that I have. So what I would challenge you to do is come up with your vision and value statement. What do you want to be? What do you want to grow? And it helps you to look internally. It took me a little bit to do this, but once you get your vision and value statement, the next piece of my strategy is going to be very easy for you to do. So we can go to the next slide. The next slide, I love this. This is my favorite elevator, right? I love how this elevator looks. So it's really snazzy. So develop your elevator pitch. What is an elevator pitch? Does anybody know? Jameson,
just the pitch of yourself, I suppose.
Yeah. So you have, let's say you get on an elevator and there's Brad Smith, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, anyone, any CEO or any executive in the field that you want to go into, and you see them. You have 30 seconds to pitch to them. How are you going to pitch yourself? Because you want a career in their company. You want to start a career. You want to start a job. You want to have an internship. So how are you going to pitch yourself? Okay, so you really got to think about that, and think about what your values are, and what your vision is, and so you can project that to them and have the energy in order to do that. Because sometimes you've got to really think about that. And I would challenge you to have that elevator pitch for your career fair that's coming up. Is that next week? I think it's next week, right? So have a career pitch. Have your elevator pitch ready to go when you talk with employers. Hi, my name is Glen Midkiff. I'm a marketing major at Marshall. I'm involved in the Society for Advancement of Management. I'm in DSP. I'm in Beta Gamma Sigma. And, I'm a student leader in those organizations, and I'm looking for an internship, perhaps with your company in the accounting field. Could you tell me a little bit more about your company and if you have any opportunities? That quick. So, but come up with an elevator pitch. Don't expect them, when you go to the career fair and you shake their hands or you fist bump them or whatever they do, make sure that you introduce yourself. Don't wait for them to introduce themselves to you. Take the initiative. And that's even with an internship or a job. Take the initiative to find out what they need, right? So you're an internship, just don't sit in your office or your cubicle waiting on work. Find work to do. Go to them and say, do you need help with anything? Is there a project that I can work on? Or I've been noticing this. Do you need help in this area? Find work to do. I always say that. Never wait for work to come to you. You go to the work. You find the work. And what will happen for you? In those situations, you'll create value. Okay? And they will say, wow, I always use Jameson as an example because he's the president of Sam. Look at Jameson, he's taken the initiative to work on this project. I didn't even have to ask him. And so, look to take the initiative and take the lead on projects like that, because you will make a name for yourself. And, you will, perhaps get a promotion one day. Maybe they'll suggest that, Jameson did a great job as an intern. Let's offer him a full-time position. What do you think about that? So elevator pitches are really important. Be prepared for yours. Talk about your major, the leadership, the organizations that you're involved in. What you want to do in life, what you're passionate about, and how you see yourself fitting within that particular industry. Have it ready to go, because it's really important, in those situations, especially career fairs or networking events. Build a strong online presence. So, the platform, there's several social media platforms that people use. The most popular, probably with your generation, your group, is Instagram, right? That's number one. Does anybody use TikTok? TikTok in here, some? TikTok, what is it? YouTube, of course. What are some other ones? Facebook.
Twitter also.
What is it called?
Sometimes Twitter.
Twitter. The most important social media platform for you all as business majors is LinkedIn. Number one, above everything else, because that's where everyone is, and they're connected professionally. And it's a professional networking platform. So it shouldn't be used, to talk about opinions necessarily about politics or those sorts of different things, but it's designed for professionals to connect, okay, and particularly in industry. So there's so many industry groups related to whether it's sports business. I mean, I have a faculty member. I'm eventually going to finish my doctorate at Southern Miss, but there's a sports management faculty member there. He always shares internships in sports management. I see all of these professional, sports agencies and, sports leagues that he shares. He shares so many job opportunities, whether they be internships or full-time positions. There's so many opportunities for you out there. There's so many alumni that connect. I had an alum from the College of Business that she reached out to me and she said, Glenn, when you happen to have any alums in the Charlotte area, I have 3,000 alums in the Charlotte area. There's lots of Marshall alums in the Charlotte area. A lot of them are in the sports marketing area and gymnasts. And so I was able to connect her to someone in sports management. So in that area. So, alumni networking is very important. There's lots of Marshall alum. That's, I've found, a lot of positions that are out there, jobs that are out there through LinkedIn. But make sure with LinkedIn, number one, that your profile is complete. Okay, it'll tell you the percentage of your profile that's complete. Have it up to at least 90%, 100%, right? Make sure that it's complete, that you have a professional profile photo. And you took the professional photos a couple weeks ago, but make sure you get, not a profile picture, you're doing a selfie. Get it done professionally. And we offer those here on campus, and you might be able to get another one. You may have another opportunity at the career fair. They may be doing professional photos there again. So get a professional profile picture. A very compelling headline. So, for me, I think I just have chief of staff on mine, academic affairs, but it could be higher education professional, marketing, additional marketing guru, whatever. Make it compelling. Sports marketing, graduate, recent graduate. So make it a compelling headline. And make it related to your particular field. So if you're marketing, management, accounting, finance, whatever that area is, put that in the headline. Okay, because you want to become a guru. You want to become a thought leader. Okay, and that's the way to do it. You want to be seen as a professional. You just don't want to be be seen as Jameson, but you want to be seen as Jameson, the the professional writer. Whatever you want to, however you want to brand yourself, do that. And then create a summary that showcases your skills and experience and a detailed work history. You can upload your resume on LinkedIn. It will do a fantastic job, but make sure you put in your summary, highlights, and achievements that you've had. Don't do an overabundance. Do maybe 4 or 5 major achievements that you've had. Maybe you won a case study competition, or you've been involved in a student organization. You were a president of a business professionalism, organization, or you have done an internship of some sort, or any of those things.
There are different sections for all of that.
Yep. And so there's sections for that, but in your summary, highlight the very important pieces, especially if you're looking for an internship or a job, at the time. And then optimize your profile. Use keywords related to your industry. What are the keywords that you need to put in there related to finance, related to accounting? Make sure that you have them in there because it optimizes them for search engines to increase your visibility to potential employers or clients. Okay, so I'm doing a search right now for the Vice President for Enrollment Management, the Chief Enrollment Officer here at Marshall. Big position. I would say, if probably another more important than the president or more important than the provost, but it's up there. Because if you don't have students, you don't have a college, you don't have a university. And so enrollment is key for us right now. We want to grow in enrollment. So what did I do? I was helping with the search agency. So I started searching. I Googled people. I searched for people on LinkedIn, professionals within the field, at similar universities to nominate them. And so that's how you find others on LinkedIn. And there are headhunters that may be looking for somebody with your skill set. Connect with others. Connect with colleagues, clients, and other professionals in your industry to expand your network and build your relationships. Connect with others that are thought leaders, that follow people that are in your field, that have the latest information. Follow associations and groups that are in your particular area. If you're interested in, for example, sports management, there's so many sports management marketing groups that are out there. Accounting, there's other groups related to management, related to HR, organizational behavior, all of those things. There are groups. SHRM, right, for example, if you're interested in organizational behavior or HR. So there's so many different groups to get involved in and to join, because those groups, guess what they do? They post jobs. They post employment opportunities, and you can connect with those people. Okay. Share relevant content, share articles, blog posts, other content related information about your industry to demonstrate your expertise. You want to be seen as a professional, right? So when you are doing your internship, take a photo with your internship supervisor. Post it on LinkedIn. You want to look the part, right? Whatever that is. If I see there's a kid I've become friends with him on LinkedIn, a student, I should say. He is in WVU, but he's working for Pepsi. And so it's like every day he's taking pictures with somebody from Pepsi. So he's, taking pictures with people in different apartments, showing his experience, the experience that he's getting, the knowledge that he's getting. So he's sharing all this information. And he's proud that he's there, but he's learning a lot along the way. So share your experiences that way. If you go to a conference, share that. If you win awards, share those things. Share articles, write articles. Okay? You have the ability to do that on LinkedIn. You can create your own article, your own blog, and keep it professional, but it can be something related to your field. It could be something related to your student group. It could be something related to the college that you want to share, some success that you've had. So you can put those things out there. Engage with others. Like, comment on, share other people's posts with your network. Establish yourself as a thought leader again. So on my LinkedIn page, if you go on there, I have like probably 13,000 connections, something like that.
Yeah.
I have a lot. So I'm a super user. And so I have a lot of connections on there. And I'm connected with everybody. And people reach out to me about a lot of different things. So you need to establish yourself that way. And pretty much everybody that I'm connected to is, either, they're connected to Marshall, or it's in higher ed, or it's in, I've worked with them before because they posted positions to hire our students. So, we're connected in that way. Meet people conferences, connect with them. And so we stay connected in that way. Post regularly, go on once or twice a week even, to post something or share an article, but stay active in your LinkedIn account. Request recommendations. So if you have a supervisor in an internship, or you had if you had a student job, you're a marshal, or where you had an advisor of some sort, or a faculty member that you've had taken a class from, ask for a recommendation. A lot of them will give them to you on LinkedIn. Just take the time to do that. But often I will trade recommendations with people. And so they'll recommend me, and I'll say, okay, now what I'm going to do is recommend you. And so often that happens. Follow top companies and influencers in your industry to stay up to date on industry news and trends to expand your knowledge. So whatever that may be, there's so many, the world is changing every day with different things that are happening. So stay on top of the trends that are happening, and how you can do that is for a company that you're interested, say you're interested in working at Amazon. I'm just throwing a company out. So you're interested in Amazon, follow them, watch what Jeff Bezos is doing, follow some thought leaders within that company, whether they be local or, I have a close friend. She is an area HR manager for Amazon now. She's a graduate of Marshall. And so I follow her a lot. She posts a lot of things about Amazon, but follow people that are within that particular company. And on LinkedIn, it will tell you, like you're interested in Amazon, it will tell you how many alumni work for that particular company. So it will say, there's 25 alumni that work for Amazon, or it's way more than that. It's like 1,500 or 2,000 alumni that work at Amazon for Marshall. So it's a lot of people. So you can see how those people are connected to you. So that's important. And then personalized connection request. When sending a connection request, how did you meet this person? Just don't randomly start connecting with people, but have a reason behind it. Maybe they're an alum. You can say, I noticed that you're a Marshall alum. I'm a student at Marshall. I had the same major as you, so could we connect? But figure out what the link is. Just don't randomly connect to people. Because I get a lot of crazy requests sometimes, and I'm thinking, are they trying to hack me? Because they're sometimes they aren't even from this country, but you kind of wonder about things like that sometimes. So just make sure it's a meaningful connection that you have with those people. Next, cultivate your network. So networking is so important. There are so many opportunities for you in the College of Business, whether it's events like this, and you talk to an employer, and at the end of the presentation, you say, let's say I'm with a particular company. You come up to him and you say, Glenn, it was really great hearing from you. I enjoyed your talk. Here's a resume. I'm really interested in working in your company. Be prepared for things like that. And it's happened before. I have had students many times, employers have presented, and they've come in with a resume, said, I'm interested in working for your company. I'm looking for an internship. And guess what? They've gotten a call and they've gotten hired. And I have the proof for it. It happens. So be prepared in those situations. You never know. If you don't have a resume, have a business card. You say, why should I have a business card? Because sometimes you don't have a resume, but you need something on you to hand to an employer, or you have that elevator pitch ready to go. They're not going to remember your name. Say, hi, I'm Jameson, you know, and they're like, okay, very nice to meet you, and they're going to forget it. If you hand them a business card, they're going to keep the business card. They're put in their wallet. They may call you later. I'll never forget at the CEO panel that we had in 2020.
Yeah, the students came.
So we had Brad Smith.
What's that?
He was the former CEO of Intuit. We had the CEO of PayPal and the CEO of Adobe. The CEO of Nike was supposed to be there, but unfortunately he couldn't because COVID had just started and he had to go to China. So his company over there had been shut down because of COVID. So we had all three panelists up there, and then we were asking questions. And this one young man is a college, I think he's a college business student.
Yes.
He said he said he had a question, and he said now will you take my resume, and I'm really and consider me for an internship. He did it in front of like 2,500 people, and so but he was ready to go, and I'm certain he probably got a phone call from someone on that stage, and so. So be prepared in the situations. You never know, when you will need to connect or need to network with others. So industry events, anytime you get to network, a lot of times in September, we'll be having a College of Business Hall of Fame event. And every year, our board, our advisory board, usually invites 20 to 25 students to attend. And these are student leaders within the College of Business. And you get to network with industry leaders in this area, okay? And so it's a really great event to attend, because you get to talk to lots of different people. So those types of events, if you get invited, attend them. Go to those events, go to conferences, network with people, talk to industry professionals, career fairs. Anytime you have information sessions, attend those. Network. Here's the key. Network with your faculty members. They are respected industry professionals, okay? They've taught many of the people that are working in the field, so they have connections. So network with your faculty, network with your staff, because you never know who people are. And it's amazing. What they say, 6 degrees of separation. So it's probably true. You could always find somebody that knows someone that they can get you where you need to go. But always network with others. It's so important. Don't stay in your shell. Show the initiative. Come outside of your shell a little bit, and be uncomfortable for a moment, but it will pay off in the future for you. So I was very shy as a student, very shy. I would rarely ever talk. When I was a freshman, I was scared of my own shadow. But it took different opportunities, different networking events. The best thing that ever happened to me is when I was hired to be an RA, because it really put me out of my shell. I was very quiet. So taking opportunities like that to speak in public, to network at events is very important. And building relationships with other professionals that share your expertise, and seek opportunities for collaboration and mentorship. Find a mentor, okay? You need to look at 4 different types of mentors. I call them mentors. A peer mentor, someone that's similar in your age, maybe that's an upperclassman, okay? You need to find a faculty mentor, someone in your particular field that you want to go into. And then you need to find an alumni mentor, okay? Someone that graduated from Marshall that you want to connect with. And you connect with them on LinkedIn, through the alumni network, going to alumni events, but get connected to an alumni. And you probably need to do that around probably your junior or senior year, right? And then once you graduate, the other piece is you need to find a sponsor, okay? And the sponsor is a unicorn. You don't find a sponsor every day, okay? So when you find a sponsor that will support you and that will fight for you, when there's a room and you're not in the room and they're saying, Glenn, Glenn's great at this, talk to Glenn, find a sponsor, somebody that's going to stand behind you and support you, that's a leader within your company. Once you find a sponsor, you'll really grow professionally, and you'll see it, and I'll tell you who my sponsor is. You know who my sponsor is? My sponsor's the provost, is Avi. And so Avi Mukherjee is my sponsor. And so he will do that for me. He will, if there's an event, there's something happening, he will refer people to me. And so that gives me credibility, right? And so you want somebody to be able to give you credibility, to be able to refer you to them, and to support you, and not only support you in those ways, to be supportive of you, but to also give you professional opportunities, and give you opportunities for professional growth. And Avi's put me in so many situations, and I thought, what am I doing? What's going on? What's happening? Why am I here? And he saw the growth potential in me, right? And so you need to make sure that you find someone, a sponsor, that will be able to do that for you in your particular field. And that may not happen initially when you're just out of school. You're getting your degree, but it will eventually happen. But once you find a sponsor, grab them and hold on, okay? Because you'll grow professionally. And you'll see people that have been successful in their particular fields. They've had a sponsor. I can guarantee you they've had a sponsor. So, think about, I'll give you an example. There are certain examples, especially vice presidents. You'll see a lot of vice presidents. Look at Joe Biden. He had a sponsor. His sponsor was Barack Obama. Been in lots of different situations in order for him to grow. So there's been sponsors like that for people that help them grow professionally, and it has really helped them, just launch their careers. The next thing is seek out leadership opportunities. So how many of you all are in a student group of some sort? Get involved. I don't care what it is. If it's even the chess club, get involved in the chess club, the checkers club, whatever club it may be. Get involved in an activity, in a group, and become a leader in that group, in your organization. If you can become a leader within a group that's within your industry, you have great connections. And then take on challenging projects. Several of you all taken on leadership projects. You've done case studies. You've gone and traveled to conferences. All of those things are important because the growth potential those have are phenomenal. And then developing your leadership skills will enhance your credibility and your visibility. So you want to be visible. Again, social media, photos. Jameson knows I like to take a lot of photos. I put photos all over social media at those events because I'm proud of my students and I'm proud of the students and their accomplishments, but I want to get their name out there. I want to be a sponsor of our students, right? I want to make sure that they're getting opportunities and they're getting seen by employers, by people within the particular industries. Next, build your expertise. So go to training programs. Any training program that you can get on leadership. I know the Lead Center used to offer training opportunities, but put those down on your resume, whatever those are, and within your conferences, or with your student organizations. Get involved in leadership. Put this on your resume. The Cohen Business Professionalism Speaker Series, it's a certificate. You get a certificate at the end. Put that on your resume. Start to build those things in your certification. And, whether that's Google Analytics or there's so many different certifications that you can put on your resumes now. One of the things that we're trying to do at Marshall is we're trying to build a micro-credential program, right? So you can get micro-credentials in different things, even after you graduate. So we believe in Marshall for All, Marshall Forever, okay? So Marshall for All, we're going to bring in 100 students this fall, okay? The first 100 students will come into Marshall and they will graduate debt-free. No debt, no student loan debt whatsoever. They will be funded through scholarships, financial aid, and grants. And we'll bring in the first 100, and then we're going to scale that over the next 10 years. So every student at Marshall will have no student debt, ever. So what's that going to do? What does that do? It goes back to my mission, right? My vision. My vision, my values, that every student has accessibility to college. They can grow, and they can advance their social mobility, and they can advance their prosperity. So that goes back to my mission. But if you can align your mission, your vision, and your values with the organization, holy cow, watch what happens. So, and I've been very fortunate to do that. So, but if you can do that, you can find an organization that aligns with your values, your career will take off like crazy. Stay up to date with the latest trends and the best practices in your field. Know what's happening, with whatever it may be. With sports management, technology is changing every day. Make sure you're aware of, marketing trends, accounting trends, finance trends, fintech, all of those different things. It's changing so much. So stay up to date with current trends and things that are happening. You can do that on LinkedIn. There's information posted every day about something new that's happening. So become a known expert in your particular field. So know it all. I try to know everything from, and I try to stay aware of from enrollment management to admissions to new academic programs to esports to the latest trends. What's happening? I see what majors out there that are popular that students are interested. Gaming is very popular right now. Esports is very popular. I'd love to have an esports residential learning community, okay, in the residence halls where we have gaming rooms, okay, something just really different, okay. So that's how you attract. That's how you market to new students, right? They don't, they want new things. They want new technology. They want, exciting majors, and they want majors also where they can. You can look at what the trends are. Majors that are personalized. Students want to personalize their majors. And so we've got to look at different things like that. Students want high flex. Okay, they want to, and a lot of people, what's high flex mean? I didn't know it's been 5 or 6 months ago. I learned what high flex means. High flex, they're able to go to class, they're able to go online, or they're able to go on video. But they can choose which one they want to do. So that's what high flex means. That's what high flex classrooms mean. So hopefully, and some of our classes will be like that. Some cannot be like that due to accreditation issues, but a lot of them will be like that. They'll be high flex. Students will have accessibility in class, online, or by video or electronic. And so you have to look what the industry trends are in your particular field and how it's changing and how you need to market to those your particular customer. Okay. Next, be a thought leader. So share your ideas, your insights, becoming a thought leader, write a blog post, again, publish articles. Jameson, you do a lot of writing. You need to start writing articles on leadership, student leadership. By sharing your knowledge, you can establish yourself as a trusted authority and increase your influence. Write about your particular field. Share information, photos, things that are happening, exciting things in your industry, what you're doing. People want to know, and that's how you connect. That's how you build your brand of who you are as a professional. Communication skills is next. Practice effective communication skills by including active listening, clear writing, persuasive speaking. Tailor your communication style to your audience and purpose. So your communication skills are very important. What you put on there, what you put on LinkedIn, what you put out there in an email. We have this tool at Marshall, Grammarly. How many of you use Grammarly to write a paper? Use Grammarly. I'm telling you, it's fantastic because it corrects a lot of my mistakes on a daily basis. I use it every day. It's a app that you can use that you can put on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, and put it through Grammarly before you send it to your professor, before you send an email, before you send a cover letter to an employer. Put it on Grammarly, let it check. And this is a free service that we have here at Marshall University. So if you don't know what it is, Google it. You get a chance, look up Grammarly, and they'll tell you how to upload it to your computer, your tablet, or your device. It's fantastic. Feedback. Embrace feedback. So I used to be very sensitive to feedback. I'm not anymore. I take it and I learn from it. So embrace feedback. None of us are perfect. And so embrace it and accept it. It's a way to learn and grow and improve your skills. And there's a time to give feedback. You don't interrupt someone during a presentation and say, "Oh, that's wrong," or those sorts of things. But there's a time to give feedback. And know what the proper time is, and seek feedback from your mentors. Have your mentors, have your faculty member, have an advisor look at your resume, have them look at your cover letter and give you suggestions. So that's really important as you apply for jobs. A willingness to accept feedback and make changes demonstrates your commitment to personal and professional growth. So if you are able to genuinely accept feedback and not take offense to it, you'll grow professionally. Now, I take who gives me feedback a lot, and it took me a minute because I was very sensitive. Is my boss, Avi. Avi will give me feedback. That's wrong. That's right. He'll give me feedback, and which has been fantastic. I've learned so much from him. So, but again, take the feedback, use it, and you'll grow tremendously. Next slide. Be authentic. Be your true self and be true to your values. Embrace your strengths and weaknesses. Know what your challenges are. Be honest with them. Don't try to be someone that you're not. It's real important, as you look at employers, you look at fields that you want to go into, that you, again, see if your values match up with them. And if you say, well, I'm not going to dress in a suit or every day, and this is not for me, don't apply there. So be aware of what the employer is expecting if your values align with them. If they don't, you're going to have difficulty. I always look at this as if I wear a suit as a uniform because it's sort of expected at a university. But sometimes we have dressed down a little bit some days, but just make sure that you're authentic to your true self. Embrace your strengths and weaknesses, and try to be something that you're not. Be authentic in the interview process. Be honest with your challenges, areas that you want to grow in. So often during the interview process, they'll ask, so what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? People always hate that question because they hate to talk about their weaknesses, but look at it as an opportunity. Because the reason they're asking you is not to say, oh, okay, let me write down their weaknesses so we don't hire them. It's not that. They want to see, how you have evaluated yourself, how introspective you are, and what you are aware of, and how you are improving those areas. Okay, you can say, my weaknesses is I like to procrastinate, but what I've done instead, now I have a calendar. I make sure I'm aware of it. I have reminders on my phone, so 30 minutes in advance, so I know that it will direct me to the meeting I need to be at, and the items that I need to turn in. I have a task list. So, you find out how you can combat those things. All of us have weaknesses and challenges. And so what they want to know is how introspective you are and how you thought through it. And they want to see your problem solving technique, how you've looked at the situation, how you've handled it. They may ask you, tell me about a time you made a mistake and how you handled it. Okay. Those are important questions. I will give you all probably already know this about the interview process. The biggest acronym that you can ever learn in the interview process is STAR. Okay? STAR. Okay, so if they ask you a situational question, they may say to you, tell me about a time that you had to deal with an upset customer. Okay, so I've never had to do that. Or, it was a bad experience. Here's the way you answer it. Star. Situation. Talk about the situation. Where were you? What were you doing? What was your position title? Was it, were you working behind the front desk, or were you a cashier? Talk to me about that situation. The task. What were you doing? What did this involve? Maybe the person wanted a refund and, they didn't have a receipt. Okay, what was the action that you took? That's the A. Situation, task, action. What's the action that you took? And and you can say, well, I wasn't able to give a refund, so because they didn't have a receipt, and I asked them if they could find a receipt, and they said yes. So they went to they were still upset, but they went back home and got the receipt and brought it back. And as a result, that's the R. We were able to fully refund their purchase. Okay, so situation, task, action, result. So that's an important acronym to know if you're in an interview process. So remember that acronym. Let's see. I think that might be the end of my presentation. I have one more. I just give you the top 10. Number 1, define your vision and values. Number 2, develop your elevator pitch. Number 3, build a strong online presence. Cultivate your network. Number 5, seek your leadership opportunities. Number 6, build your expertise opportunities. Number 7, be a thought leader. Number 8, practice effective communication. Number 9, embrace feedback. 10, be authentic. So in conclusion, by implementing these top 10 strategies, you can build a strong foundation for your professional growth. So remember to stay focused on your vision, values, cultivate your network, and to continuously develop your skills and expertise. So I know with dedication and hard work, all of you are going to be successful in your particular fields. And you're going to be great alumni. And then one day, you'll have your own department named after you. We'll have the Jamison Lewis Department of Management. And we'll have you all will donate huge amounts of money like Brad D. Smith. And we're gonna do fantastic things here at Marshall. We're gonna grow our enrollment. By the time you come back in 10 years, we'll have 30,000 enrolled here at Marshall University. So those are my dreams and wishes. But thank you all for your time and your patience with me. Does anybody have any questions?
What do you think about Glassdoor compared to LinkedIn?
Glassdoor is a little bit different. Now, Glassdoor gives a lot of feedback on employers. You can search employers and see, get feedback what other people have worked there. They give them 5 stars. I don't know if they rank them or they give feedback on, or they'll give interview questions sometimes. So I use Glassdoor differently, so it's good to find information about employers in that way, because sometimes you can find out certain interview questions they're going to ask you. Sometimes, a lot of times it's pretty accurate. I'd say 75% of the time it's accurate on some of the questions. But Glassdoor is good for job searching. And it will give you some interview questions. It will give you feedback on some people. Sometimes people attain it though. They get let go, and then they write negative reviews. Kind of have to take that with a grain of salt sometimes. Kind of really evaluate it, because sometimes people are upset and write things they shouldn't. So Glassdoor is a great one. Anybody else have any questions about professional development, about interviewing, resume, anything about professional development? Social media, yes.
I think I have one. So what is your advice? And I guess this kind of ties into the vision and values, but I figured it's a good question to ask. What is your advice for maintaining motivation when a person is overwhelmed with commitments and has just so many things going on in their lives?
That's a good question. Sometimes you have to eliminate things, fortunately, but you need to be strategic about the way you do it. Okay? I've had to do that with certain things. I'll give you an example. I love to be involved in SHRM, but I just can't do it anymore. I try to stay involved as an alum, But that, I used to advise that student organization. I stepped back and I let other people advise that student organization.
You were the advisor for sure.
I was at one point, I was the advisor for SHRM, SAM, and the SP.
I didn't know that.
And it got crazy. So, and I had to step back from the SP as well. So you kind of have to figure out what your priorities are. And there's a time for all things, right? And so you can't be a president of 10 student organizations at one time, even though we'd like to be. You can't do a lot of things, but be strategic in the way that you do it and focus on the things that are most important to you. And you'll be successful. I mean, you can't run yourself too thin, because your number one goal here at Marshall is to be a successful student. That's the number one area. You can't let anything else take the priority of that. That's number one. When you're a strong student. Number two, you should be involved in student activities. And hopefully it relates to your industry, something that you want to go into. Those things are important. But especially as you advance in your career here at Marshall, you become a junior, senior, or graduate student, you should be involved in student organizations that relate to your major and to your career, professional development. So, but sometimes you have to eliminate what you're doing. Because you'll see even a lot of alumni, graduate students that will step back. I've seen graduate students that are reclassified in DSP, reclassified as alums, because they've done their 4 years in DSP, or even SAM. I've seen students say, okay, I need to take a back seat to SAM, or other student organizations. So you've got to prioritize what's most important to you. Don't get overly involved in things, but be strategic about it and what you're involved in. Any other questions? Yes.
Okay, so this is very specific to the situation that I'm in, but say that you get offered an internship, but you're in marketing, and the internship you get offered is more like for economics, and it's like an academic internship, but you also get like real world experience from it too. Do you think it's a good idea to like take an internship, even though it's not completely what you want to do? Because like I know like a lot of people say like take whatever experience you can get, but what if it doesn't really pertain to what you want to do? So should you like wait until you can find something you want to do, or should you just take the opportunity because it's an opportunity?
Let me ask you this question. Are you interested in economics?
It's okay, but I wouldn't say I'm as interested as I am in marketing. So
Okay. Are there any transferable skills that you can learn in that job that will relate to what you eventually want to do?
I would say yes.
Okay. So that's what I always ask. Are there transferable skills, or is there something that you could take from that will relate to marketing? Whether it could be even project management, right? That you're managing certain projects, but you're getting that project management experience to put on your resume that's transferable, that you could highlight if you became a marketing specialist. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you can highlight those certain skills, and it, for an internship, you're looking at probably how many weeks? 12 weeks, 10 weeks?
Yeah, it's like 2 months basically.
Okay, so it's not that for that long period of time. Now, if it was like you were taking a job, I would say, oh no, you need to.
Yeah.
But for an internship, I think that's fine because you're learning transferable skills,
Right.
skill sets, whether
Okay.
it's customer service or it's, project management, or it's a particular software program. Who knows? It may be related to something related, but the project management aspect of it, where you're working on a specific project, will relate to marketing. And what you end up doing is building solid recommendations, solid references. So, and that person said, well, she did a great job at, with the internship, and then she decided to leave for a marketing position, but you have a great reference that you did project management piece of it. But I would say this, don't, with looking for a job, don't wait for the perfect job. Because the perfect job may not come initially. Find the best job that's a match for you, take it, and then there's going to be other opportunities. But find a job, find a career to go into. Just don't sit and wait, because I've known students to graduate and they're like still waiting. I can't find anything. They've been offered already 10 positions, but they said no to them. I'm like, take a job, take a position, because you never know what can happen. You may take that job, and it's related to economics, but you may get into that job and it's like, oh, guess what? We have a marketing position. There's a marketing position that's available over in that area. Are you interested in that? So that there may be other positions that are available within that company. So you never know what you can find out, and you've already established your credibility with that particular company. So it's easier to move to a different area. Well, thank you all. Appreciate your time. Have a great afternoon.
Make sure you sign the finance bill.
We're having a regular